Morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
It's 6
morning.
o'clock on the 28th of January, 2026. And it's cold outside.
It is so cold.
Uh, please put in the chat where you're watching from and if you can, what the temperature is where you are.
Yep.
34 degrees in West Volusia in Central Florida. And
Lakeland. It's
I don't like it.
in Lakeland.
I think it's like 60 degrees outside where I live.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
But that's cold.
So this
I'm wearing
morning
hoodie.
we'll be talking to Coach Becca, and if you have any questions for her, just put them in the chat, please. QQQ in front of it so we can pick them up, and also hashtag KMT for a chance to win.
Let's do a Kiltz Cup.
All right, Kiltz Cup coming your way.
So I found out that if your child throws it off a table, it'll break.
Yeah.
While playing Monopoly.
It is. I think I've got everybody beat so far on the temperature. Oh nope, Connecticut 4 degrees. They beat me.
Wow.
It's 15 here.
I'm sure Chicago.
-2 in Pittsburgh. We lived up in Pennsylvania for a time, and my parents lived with us for a little while. This is right before I went keto, and I'm telling you what, it got down to -16, and that was cold.
Yeah, my coldest has been in the streets of New York on the middle of February, back in 1986. It was probably with the wind chill and everything, -30. And one of my cousins once wanted to go to the Statue of Liberty, so I was dumb enough to say yes, let's go.
It's cold here.
Oh, anyways, let's
4 degrees in West Virginia.
Terrible.
Oh, my home state.
Which one is your home state?
West Virginia.
West Virginia, okay. West Virginia, I remember the song Mountain Mama. Okay. So Rebekah, good morning. Thank you for being here with us this early. You probably start your day early anyways, but
Not this early.
It's 5 a.m. where you are?
It's 5, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for
I
being
got used to my kids not going to school and waking up at 6:30 instead of 5:30. So.
Oh, yeah.
Even in Miami, it's cold, I guess. It's 48 degrees. Anyways, well, thank you for being here. Let's start with talking a little bit about yourself, and we can have a quick review of your personal story with carnivore, keto. Most people here probably know who you are, but we often have new people coming into our morning life. So, and then we can take it from there.
Yeah.
And have questions from the audience and all your wonderful knowledge.
My wonderful knowledge. So, yeah, I'm Rebekah. I am a nurse in school to be a nurse practitioner. I'm a certified primal health coach and a certified ketogenic nutrition specialist. And my journey began with 2 autoimmune diseases. One primary, one secondary. I have Hashimoto's and I have Sjogren's. And back in 2018, I briefly mentioned that I had taken care of my parents when they lived with us. After that, I was really going up to that. It just kind of was this progressive fatigue. I was on high blood pressure medications. I was on pain management for the pain that Sjogren's caused. Yeah, I was on all kinds of medications, anti-anxiety meds, antidepressants, hypertensive medications. And my husband would have to beg me to get out of bed. And I always tell the story because it could be very relatable for those with people with autoimmune disease. Like the fatigue can be so crushing. Mm-hmm. But I remember even before that, before I even moved, I would go through these flares, and it was actually on post here because we live in Fort Campbell, Kentucky now. I remember being wrapped up in my robe, laying on the couch, not being able to hardly move my arms and legs, just being so fatigued, like crushing fatigue, and laying there, tears streaming down my face as my husband came home and took care of the kids and did the housekeeping and cooked dinner for everybody because I just couldn't get off I just couldn't get off the couch to help him. And after my parents moved out, I was like, something has got to give because there's no treatments really for what I have. There's no treatments for Hashimoto's except for thyroid replacement. There's no treatment for Sjogren's except for a medication that can make you absolutely bat crap crazy, apparently. Makes you very angry. Plaquenil, if anybody knows what that is. Yeah, it makes you very angry. And I'm one of those rare people that it did make me angry. And I was like, nope, can't do this. And my brother was like, hey, there's this diet called a keto diet, and you should try it. Funny thing is 8 years later, my 8-year anniversary is next month. Well, March. We're not quite to February yet. And I'm the one that stuck to it. He didn't. But I got such profound effects from it and being like, not just the weight loss, because weight loss does help with fatigue. Let's be real. If you weigh less, your body, needs, less. And I was like, I have got to learn more about this, dug into the science and became a science nerd and really just went with it from there. It wasn't until 2022. So December of 2022, I think it was December of 2022, I found Dr. Ken Bavry online and joined his tribe there and started a carnivore diet. And that was January of 2023 that I started their challenge. Went to KetoCon that year, met all the people. And it just like snowballed. And now here we are. I am more keto than carnivore. I have some days that are carnivore, and I have some days that are ketovore, and some days that I'm keto. And I've been known to have a paleo day. So it just depends on the day and how I'm feeling. I have slowly reintroduced some things back into my diet and found what I can have, which is nice. But it took years to do that. So
trial and error with those.
Yeah, trial and error. And it's interesting because, because I am a primal health coach and we teach everything from paleo to lion diet. And I was like, let me see what happens if I eat something that's paleo. I do not do well with sweet potatoes. Yeah. So that's one that just, it tore me up. I think my body wasn't used to that much fiber is what I think it was. And I was miserable for 3 weeks. My intestines did not like it. Yeah, 3 weeks. I was like, well, I am not eating that again. At the same time, I'd also eaten a handful of pecans. So I haven't touched those again either, just because I'm, a little bit paranoid. Hadn't heard that. I'll have to look into the sweet potatoes are bad for the thyroid thing and see if I can find the science behind it.
Well, Sally Norton has written a whole book about probably that particular
She says
Well,
they're high
she
in
talks about
oxalates.
it is higher in oxalates, so it just depends on if you're sensitive to oxalates or not. I don't know. I didn't know anything about oxalates. I just was like, I don't like these things, and most of them are high in oxalates. I'm like, I don't like them, so I just stopped eating them. I don't know. The only one I miss is cauliflower. I do miss cauliflower. I liked cauliflower, but it's not good for your thyroid. Yep.
No.
So
if we have any questions, please put them in the chat. Alia, you have any general comments or questions for Rebekah?
I mean, speaking of sweet potatoes, last year at Thanksgiving, I made my kids sweet potatoes. I know, bad mom. And they ate that. They're like, "This is so disgusting. Why does a potato taste like this?"
well, I mean,
there are some sweet potatoes that are orange, yellow, and then some sweet potatoes that are actually white.
Wow.
Anyways, it's a mild goitrogen as well. So it is in the list of goitrogens that in particular can affect the thyroid.
Well, let me check and see if there's any questions.
Candy, I did that too. I can't remember what it was. I don't know if it was actually coffee or if it was like sweet tea. Like, because they brought me sweet tea instead of unsweet. Because I like my tea unsweet anyway. Like, I like the bitter taste. I like black coffee. I'm weird. But it's like, it's cloying. It's like when you eat something that's that, sweet and you haven't had it in a long time, it's almost like it gives you this weird feel in your mouth.
Let me see.
Why many people like you and many others here come to carnivore keto diets because of different conditions. Autoimmune, I think it's a very frequent one because it's sort of a last resort, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think removing plants and fibers act as such a powerful reset button for the immune system?
So I actually agree with the people who are in the camp that a lot of these things stem from gut health.
Yeah.
And that we have destroyed our guts. And I think that's why we're seeing like this huge explosion of autoimmune issues. I do believe that some autoimmunes come from big things like getting the Epstein-Barr virus. I do think that it does come from things like that too, like an overtaxing of the immune system. But I do think that as we break down the barrier in our gut and those tight junctions become so loose and we're getting all these foods, going through our guts, these proteins, and they're leaking, and we've proven leaky gut. I do think that once you heal, like remove all of those plants and remove the chemicals that are on a lot of those plants, it allows the gut to reset and heal. But there's some people that can't do that. And I'm not sure. There's some people can't add things back in and they're stuck with lion diet for the rest of their life. And I'm not sure why that is, but I think
a high fat component is part of that.
The high fat component for what part? Like as the healing? I do. I think that especially when you're in my age group, mid 40s, you grew up with Susan powder and, fat makes you fat. And, so you're eating, everything that you're eating is high oxalate. Everything is all plant-based because it's fat-free, and or boneless, skinless chicken breast, which was about the only meat you could eat. And it's like, we've destroyed our guts with it, especially with glyphosate. I'm a huge anti-glyphosate person. So
unfortunately, it seems to be almost everywhere when you look into it. So
it's so hard. Yeah. So I really, one thing
you made a reference to Susan Powder, Stop the
she's doing
Insanity. Uh,
stop
but
these. Yeah, she's doing a documentary to make her big comeback.
she is okay.
Yeah, which is hilarious.
Okay, we do have a couple questions now.
Okay.
Amy Brisket Boomers, I love the carnivore diet. I don't know why carnivores want to add non-carnivore foods. I'm having trouble deciding whether to add eggs or dairy.
Well, I don't know about the eggs or the dairy. Depends on your tolerance. But why, like if you're asking why I wanted to add non-carnivore foods, because there's things I just honestly enjoy. And I have found some by adding things back in that I can tolerate. The whole goal of a carnivore diet, really is to heal and to be an ultimate elimination. And it's okay to, I think it's okay to add things back in if you can tolerate them. Obviously, don't go out and eat the cake, but real whole foods, then that you enjoy. I like green beans. Green beans are great foods.
So Amy's actually has been doing the lion diet for the month of January.
Mm-hmm.
So she is trying to decide whether to add those things back in.
Yeah. So dairy, I would say eggs first, and I'd start with egg yolks, because dairy is notoriously inflammatory.
Yeah.
Notorious. So are egg whites.
Let's see. Karen, thanks for sharing your story. How long have you been a health coach and how did you get started?
So I started getting certifications in 2019 and started with certified ketogenic nutrition specialist. Formally, how long have I been coaching? I have been coaching formally since January of 2024. Formally, everything else was like for not for pay, and coaching my family or forcing my family to do my bidding on the diet. Just kidding.
There's no coaching your family usually because
no. But Mama buys the groceries. Usually, sometimes my husband does, but he's thoroughly entrenched now, so we're good.
My husband loved that we did the carnivore diet because I stopped trying to shove salad down his throat. How many wives have ruined their husbands? GFT Homestead, what are your plans when you finish your education?
Oof. Right now, I will get a job somewhere. That's where I'm at. Because I've had lots of people, especially in a lot of people in the carnivore and ketogenic community. There's been maybe not a lot, but a few people that have whispered, like, you need to come here and work. And right now I'm just wanting to, I just want to get through school.
Yeah.
Because it is hard.
Would you consider going as a civilian, but doing work with the military since you are?
So probably not. I do not like military treatment facilities. They are notorious.
Wow.
They're infamous. Like, all you got to do is go and look at some of the big ones, like Darnall Army Medical Center. It's Fort Hood. Go look at Womack at Fort Bragg, Blanchfield here at Fort Campbell. Just go and look at their ratings and people making comments, and then you'll be like, ooh, I don't know if I want to work there or go there. Horror stories. I've heard horror stories. I have horror stories. You don't get a doctor that's like seasoned most of the time. You get people right out of med school. And me and doctors in residency don't get along very well.
Let's do the next question. Let's see. Esparza87. For the guest, what was your training to become a coach and what did you think about it?
So I've done a couple different programs. So the certified ketogenic nutrition specialist is just to say that you're certified in ketogenic nutrition. Some people use it for coaching. It's really not a coaching program. But I do know a lot about ketosis. But I trained in Maria Emmerich's program first and was one of their coaches for a little while. And their program is okay. But discovered primal health coaching when I was over in Dr. Barry's community and looked into it and actually did a call with one of their people. And I really liked their program. I liked that it's widespread. You're not narrowed into this one diet. You can be certified in different things with them. And I really liked that. The program is pretty comprehensive, especially if you do their master program, which I did not do. Very comprehensive, built on business model also, so you understand the business side of it. Scope of practice was hammered into your head. Lots of just really good information. And the science is there too. So very science heavy in the beginning, and then it goes into the business model at the end. So I really like that program. Yeah.
Awesome. And
if I had it to do over, all the way over, I would have done the nurse health coach, which is where you combine both nursing and health coaching. And I would have done that one.
Aren't you almost done with your certification to become a Kiltz Health certified coach?
Almost. Almost done.
You can add that to your list.
Add that to my list. I know.
The Kingdom Way. There's other questions, but this popped up. So can you speak more into the effects of brassicas on the thyroid, specifically thyroid nodules?
I don't even know what brassicas is.
It's like the
they are goitrogenic foods, and brassicas are cauliflower and
I didn't actually know. Yeah. I don't know the science behind it because I've never looked into it, which is weird. I know I need to look into it because I do have Hashimoto's. But there's just a list, and I think probably if I had to speculate, it is probably because of their effects on inflammation, and of course, then it's going straight to the thyroid. Anytime that you've got Hashimoto's or thyroid problems, when they do an ultrasound on your thyroid, you have what they call heterogeneous inflammation and swelling across the thyroid, and it will go in and affect small cells more than others. I have actually some of my lymph nodes that have started to have swelling. Now it's been a few years since I've had a thyroid ultrasound. But it starts to affect all of it in there. And it's not just the thyroid. It actually starts to affect the muscles and the nerves that actually go into the voice box too, and the muscles around the vocal folds, which is why you hear, like, I have some, every now and then I've got some hoarseness.
Yeah,
they might block the iodine receptors.
Yeah,
which I am not one of those people that feels like people need to supplement a bunch of iodine, though. If you have thyroid issues, I would much rather have people eat thyroid-rich food, iodine-rich foods, like eating shellfish, or seaweed. If you want to, there's like ground seaweed you can sprinkle over your food.
Lloyd, Rebekah, how is your nurse practitioner school progressing?
It is, well, slow. No, so I've still got a 4.0, still doing well. I have the class I'm in now plus 2 more and then clinicals.
How long does that take to get through all that?
It will be, I'll have 6 to 9 months of clinicals. So that'll start in July. So whatever 6 to 9 months from July is.
Next year.
Yeah, sometime at March-ish.
Nice.
And you will be done with the whole program?
With the whole program. Before a blood test, can I have black coffee?
Oh, sorry.
Typically, yes. Yes, typically, as long as it is 100% black and you're not putting anything in it. Oh, my buddy Jonathan's in the chat. Carnivore muscle.
The real Dr. Nelson has a question. In your nursing experience, have you seen correlation between high carb standard diets and the rising rates of conditions like Hashimoto's, lupus, or RA?
I have not put it together that it is a high carb. Listen, like, all these people eat high carb and all these people eat low carb. These people have it and these people don't. But what I can say is that typically people are not a healthy weight. And so you see a lot of people with insulin resistance or metabolic syndrome that also have like autoimmune issues. Does that answer your question?
Sure.
Chuck, I just wanted to read this. A bill went to Michigan House Committee. They approved a bill that would change the state's ban on raw milk sales. If passed, it would allow farmers to sell directly to consumers. Hope for all the states. Well, that's great news.
That is great news.
Karen again, where is the program for nurse health coach? I'm a nurse currently in the KMT course and taking courses at the Nutritional Network.
So that is the I think it's the integrative nurse coach.
Oops, here he is. We keep kicking him out.
Good morning.
I had a technical difficulties this morning.
Okay. Well,
Can
I
understand.
texted you.
It's called oversleeping.
Oh, sorry.
It's called turn the alarm off at whatever. I needed a little extra sleep today. It's all good.
It's okay.
Good morning,
Good.
everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's
Good
like,
morning.
oh my God, it's 6. I think it was 6:20 when I woke up. Like, woo,
Wow.
woo.
It's the
Wow.
Integrative Nurse Coach Academy is one of them. I think there's two programs, but the Integrative Nurse Coach Academy is one of them. And then you can sit for the boards with that one. You can sit for the National Health and Wellness Coaching Board, whatever it is.
Awesome. Let's see. Max has a question. Woke up with a sore throat, want to use something soothing, but want to stay away from Halls and things with sugar in them. Any recommendations?
I'd say you could do something like, you could do tea, like throat coat tea. It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to use plants or medicine a lot of times, guys. I think.
And sugar was one of the earliest of the medicines.
It was.
Small amounts.
Yeah.
Infrequently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But it does honey. Like, I know you don't want to do honey, but honey does soothe a sore throat. I think it has an anesthetic property to it.
And raw honey is medicinal because it contains other bacteria, yeast, and molds that actually are antimicrobial. And so that's
Well,
a
honey
good one.
never goes bad.
Also,
Nope.
like butter.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it mold. I've never seen it mold.
Well, there have been some honey found that it's thousands of years old.
Years old, and it's still okay.
Oh, that's what I have in my cupboard. Is thousands of years old.
Well, yeah, you were around.
Yes, I was, wasn't I?
How do plant defense chemicals like lectins, oxalates, and phytates specifically trigger an overactive immune response in sensitive individuals? Coach Rebekah.
Honestly, I think this all goes back to gut health. Personally, I think it goes a lot back to gut health, especially if you're not healing. If you're actually not healing the gut and getting those tight junctions back, and that just takes time. I might stir up some controversy, but did anybody watch Michaela Peterson's
Yep.
her podcast? It was fantastic. I was so happy that she I think that was really fascinating with all the mold, and having to go through mold treatment, having to go through the gut healing. She had parasites, which, I know we don't talk
spoke about it last night in our Zoom call within the
Okay.
community
Mhm.
a little bit.
I mean, was it still good?
Yes, it doesn't go bad.
That's so cool.
There we go. Anyone else have any other questions?
By the way, some wound specialists use it
Yes, they do.
because it's
Oh, wow.
antimicrobial. It doesn't go bad, and
Yeah,
doesn't promote.
I've put honey, you can get it in little sheets, honey sheets that you cut, and you can get it in tubes. And I've mostly used the tubes, and you just go and you you clean the wound and squeeze it onto your glove and shove it up
wow.
in then cover it with the dressing. And it's amazing what it looks like afterwards.
Do they have that in hospitals, or is this just a home remedy?
No, this is stuff for wound care specialists. When I've had to go out in hospice, we would have
And some physicians do prescribe it as part
Yeah.
of the wound treatments.
Yeah. And it's usually us nurses that are recommending it. It's so hilarious on wound care.
Well,
We're like, hey,
the-
can we get this? Yes, you can get that.
The real healers are nurses. My fertility center is run by the nurses, and they're the most important healthcare practitioners in the world. So I think this separation of church and state, or doctors and nurses, is ridiculous. By the way, a really great book, Most Delicious Poisons by Noah Whiteman. And really, plants. We're not saying plants are like, oh my God, don't ever touch them. They have immense value. Actually, plants, because of plants, we're all alive. No plants, no life. No photosynthesis, no life.
No air.
No air.
And the microbes too. No microbes, no life. Bacteria and viruses are all part of the life cycle for all of us. They don't exist. We don't exist.
Here we go.
Ooh,
Leah, could someone explain what ketoacidosis is? I know it is not related to ketogenic. My son is having this issue, and it was treated with blood transfusion, but no explanation as to what caused it.
ketoacidosis is typically caused because usually you're a type 1 diabetic. It's rare in type 2 diabetes. And usually if you are a type 2 diabetic and get ketoacidosis, it's because you're on something like an SGLT2 inhibitor like Jardiance. But if somebody's a type 1, then it's because they don't make any insulin. Because insulin is while insulin does a whole lot of things in the body, a whole lot. I can't teach a class on it. I'm not that well versed, but I know a lot. But insulin, one of its actions is actually to keep your body from going into ketoacidosis. It's one of the checks and balances of your body. So when you need ketones for fuel, you can make them, but insulin keeps you from making too much. So I am not 100% sure why, and I don't know why it would be treated with a blood transfusion. Have you got the two doctors? Have you heard of it being treated with a blood transfusion?
There must be some unrelated factor there.
Well, you can
It is
have.
not treated with a blood transfusion.
That's what I didn't think so.
Unless you were going through some septic shock and hemolysis, that would be the only way. But you can also have significant sepsis, and with sepsis often comes comes a acidotic state, and ketones can show up in lots of ways. But I don't believe the ketones are the cause of the acidosis. It's and you'll see it in hyperglycemia, which causes a ion shift, which causes the actual acidosis as one of its biggest problems. But you're right, Rebekah, that it really is lack of insulin basically doesn't allow you to make fat. And so people continue to eat and eat and eat. If you actually were a type 1 and didn't eat and had enough fat on your body, you would not go into ketoacidosis. Because insulin's job, in my opinion, which is different than pretty much everyone else, is really very narrow. It's to make fat in the liver. And we've remembered the scientists have made such complicated nature out of nature when there's some simplicity to all of it. We are hyperphagic in a sugar environment because we're supposed to be, because it wasn't around very often. Honey and all the sweets, when you found it, you better eat a lot.
And you're going to have to fight for it.
Oh my God. Forage and fighting, right? They all go together, right? It's not an easy environment. I was at dinner with someone last night and said, well, life is much more stressful than it used to be. I'm sorry. Like, you've got easy street in our life today.
It's a different type of stress, though. It's a whole other type of stress. Though.
Well, we make it, our minds are made up of like, oh my God, it's like, ultimately, you don't have to hunt and gather for your food. It's delivered, right? You could stand on a corner and it'd be given to you.
Yeah.
But 50,000 years ago, you had to fight for it and forage for it and hunt for it. And bulls are not going to let you kill them easily. Or the woolly mammoth.
They definitely want to live.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dr. Kiltz.
Something simple to all of it that we're just, we're missing.
Oh. So, well, it depends. I've actually not had one on corticosteroids, but I have had them on biologics. And one patient, super interesting. He's an athlete, like, it's a very interesting athlete. And similar to a gymnast, and he needs the use of his hands on rings a lot. And he has RA. And he came to me, he's like, I've been doing, carnivore, and I just can't get the inflammation to finish coming out of my shoulders and my one hand. Here's how I eat. And we talked about everything else too, because we always talk about the 4 pillars. I talk about their nutrition, their sleep, their stress management, and their exercise. And I was like, you're going to hate me, but we need to take out dairy. He's like, I was afraid you were going to say that. I was like, I know, I'm sorry. And he did. And within a month, we were able to start looking at weaning him off the biologics, and he's still off the biologics. So, but he also had to go not just dairy free, he also had to do a much higher fat to protein ratio than most people. So,
Interesting.
Yep.
As a hunting animal, humans are hunters, and we hunted, killed, and ate.
mm-hmm.
Were we eating just lean meat, or did we
Yeah.
eat all the meat?
Well, I think they ate all the meat. But I'll tell you, it's an interesting story. So we like to watch things. Well, my husband does. Likes to watch history stuff, right? About America. There's like the men that built America and the men that built the frontier and the men that built, business or whatever. So it was about Lewis and Clark. And one of the things that they did is the Indians that they were with, the Native Americans, when they would go across the United States and they would kill like animals, if they brought back one that was too lean, they would leave it. They'd be like, we can't eat that. So there are stories, anecdotes out there that they did prefer fattier meats. In fact, one of the times when Lewis and Clark, this is interesting.
Undaunted Courage. Read it. It's great.
Well, when they went across the Rocky Mountains and they ate their pack horses, and by the end of it, they also ended up surviving by eating the tallow candles.
Interesting. Yep.
And the natives knew that. They were like, here, I've got these things. This is our last resort. Eat the candles. And they did. And that's what got them over the Rocky Mountains in the dead of winter.
And without the Indians, Lewis and Clark would not have made it.
They never would have made it. Sacagawea was such an amazing individual.
And think about it, when Lewis and Clark did that, horses were already introduced, and many other European methods were already introduced to the Americas, which again, because I was only in the 1800 beginning, just at the change of, and so there's so much that already had been brought to the Americas.
Mm-hmm.
They were blessed to have the Indians and all that. But I mean, ultimately, protein poisoning is real. That's, I think, one of the biggest problems, and with the new food pyramid, which says 10% or less fat, which is
less saturated fat. Yeah.
Well, animal fat, to me, fat is animal, oils are plants. This idea, saturated, is all just another modern scientism.
Yeah, but the saturated fat, the animals have saturated and monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats.
Animals make fat.
But it's in the right ratio.
Make oils.
Yeah.
But there's a simplicity to it if you're eating animal fat, but like chicken and rabbits and turkeys, I mean, and so much of the way we cook our food and present our food, and that's processed, there's no fat. Could that be one of the biggest problems for so many people?
I think so. I think that if you're not feeding your body the right nutrition, everything starts to break down. So I've seen a lot of people feel much better once the women, especially women.
Read the comment, Al. Yeah.
I read your comment, but I want feedback from the panel.
What's the question?
Yeah, I wanted you to read it aloud.
Oh, read it. Oh, I thought you meant the one you put up. Where does fish come into play in our ancestral diet?
I mean, I like fish. I don't know.
Well, but
I mean, I think that if you were able to catch it, you probably ate it.
We were immensely creative in our ability to hunt and gather and fish. And ultimately, we never just ate the fillet. All this fillet of fish, fillet of meat, filet there's no fat. It's not natural. You ate the whole thing, the bones, the brains, the organ meats, and the skin.
We've
Wonder when
gotten
that
soft.
changed. Yeah, I wonder when it all changed.
Rebekah, soft. I love it.
We've gotten soft.
Dr. Kiltz, what's the definition of scientism?
Yeah, I like it.
Basically claiming that science has more truth than spirituality, which is false. Science is just another story that we've all kind of come to agree on, and we've given authority to science over our ancient stories from our grandmothers and our grandfathers and our wives. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Use the ears more than the mouth. Men.
I like what Dr. Nelson put up about like the fattened calf in the Bible too. If you like go all the way back into the Old Testament, when the Jews were asked to sacrifice animals, part of the requirement was that you had to give the best part to God. And the best part was like he demanded the fat, and that was the best part of the animal. And so as a pleasing aroma, and it's like, I find that's interesting because that's what God says that the best part of the animal is also. So
Yeah, it's not the only example in the Bible. Definitely there are multiple, but usually the fatter animal was prized.
Curves cure. Curves cure.
they say thick thighs save lives.
There's a reason women continue to carry the fat.
Yeah.
And we chastise fat and obesity, which is absolutely incorrect. Obesity and fat causes no disease. Visceral fat, subcutaneous fat, intramuscular fat, and perirenal fat causes no disease. The disease is caused by plant protein, low-fat diet, period, and no fasting. We're not grazing animals.
Ew. In Asia, the eye of the fish is selected first. Wow.
What's in the eye?
Because in Asia, like many other parts of the world, they still honor the ancient philosophy. I was having a conversation with someone last night and was like, "Oh, the Bible, that's bullshit. Science." I'm like, "Okay. You're going to war carrying a Bible, not Scientific America, I'm telling you." He said, "Well, I'm bringing tobacco and alcohol." I said, "Okay, go at it."
You had a fun conversation last night.
Oh, it was interesting. Very, very interesting.
Oh. That's fun. You gotta have a lot of faith to believe in some of the science out there too.
Well, and again, science is a story, and the problem is we've taken it as authoritarian truth, and that's our problem. It is more untrue than true. The problem is all these.
They believed that bloodletting was the cure to everything for a long time until we proved it was detrimental.
It's helpful. It's helpful when it's performed on someone else.
It's very helpful for your enemies.
I was going to say that's it.
All right, let's see.
Let's see.
What we can see.
Let's see what we can see.
Speaking of C, the eyes are high in vitamin C.
Oh.
I went and got my eye examined. I hadn't had my head examined in a while, but they stuck just to my eyes, which was okay. And the cornea macula all looks amazing. There's not the vessels really look. There's no calcium deposits.
Oh, that's good.
It is good.
Ooh, taco. Today, I was diagnosed with diabetes after my blood sugar shot up to 1100. I'm thin and active and have a good diet. I don't know what to do. I think they're wrong.
Mm.
What's the good diet? What's your good diet?
Well, that's liver damage. That's liver damage and pancreatic damage. Hepatorenal syndrome or hepatic and multi-organ system damage. But 1100 is absolutely likely you have loss of your insulin and or liver damage or both.
Yeah.
Obviously it's like get it really checked, but it's like diabetes is a diet disease. The lectins, oxalate, phytates are likely part of the cause and the culprit.
The diet is lean meat, eggs, and avocado for taco today. Lean meat, eggs, avocado.
Deadly. Fatty meat, eggs, no avocado. My daughter would die to an avocado. So it's an allergen, which is kind of hard for people to understand.
Well, a lot of people don't know that avocado is a cross sensitivity to latex allergies too. So it doesn't apply to her, but avocados, kiwis, and bananas are all three that you can have a cross sensitivity to.
And my daughter's allergic to bananas and avocados. And what if almost every disease we're suffering from is an allergenic reaction? All it is, right? It's like poison ivy. We make a complicated story out of like you're allergic to something you're breathing, drinking, or eating. And if you remove it, bingo. And that's why the Lion's diet is one of the very best things you could start with.
Yeah. I'm allergic to latex also.
Which is in almost every plant.
Yeah, a lot of women find that they are allergic to latex in very interesting ways. Yeah, so
I learned from gloves giving me a rash, like hand gloves.
That is also one way that women find out is if they have to use gloves. Like I can't use them. Like I get rashes right here, especially.
Mm-hmm.
What other animal says, give me a pair of gloves?
I know.
For what? Because you're
But
touching.
listen, there are certain things I'm not going into without gloves on.
Right. But those are in our modern world of like, okay. But ultimately part of our problem is we're masking and gloving. We don't want to touch human beings.
True.
I mean, like Florence Nightingale put a mask and gloves on. What did she do?
Oh, she just washed hands.
That's right, but she touched people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Touched people.
I have a picture of my dad as a Navy corpsman back in Vietnam, and he's in a hospital and he's doing a blood draw on a guy with hepatitis and he's not wearing gloves, and it freaks me out.
Grandma Nina 25, what is the recommendation for high cortisol at night and low cortisol in the AM?
Honestly, fixing your sleep and your stress management. Sleep is if you're doing everything right and your nutrition is on point and it's on point and you're not lying to yourself saying, hey, I'm also eating, a little bit of this over here isn't going to hurt me. Sleep is the number one thing that you can work on. Get your sleep hygiene correct. Don't get the blue light blockers, turn off the TVs at least an hour before bed. I mean, don't watch anything on a screen after dark. Go to bed at the same time, get up at the same time. And once you start getting that circadian rhythm regulated, your stress levels go down, your cortisol levels regulate back to where they're supposed to. It's pretty remarkable what happens when you get your sleep right.
But I think, people don't take naps. Lions and wolves and most carnivores.
Cats. My cat naps all the time.
Oh my God, right? I mean, so we're like, you got to get your 12 hours. I mean, it's like dumb. Like I'm up at 2 a.m. typically, and I take a nap at 2 p.m.
Oh my gosh, you have my website. I need to fix my website.
I love it.
I have newer pictures. I need to get in there. I just have not had time. I study so much, guys. You have no idea. Like I need to go and revamp all of that because right now I'm not even taking one-to-one clients.
Okay, Rebekah, get out of here. You just got to go redo things and come back later.
I know, right?
Yeah, right. Come on.
I don't have time.
You're a superstar.
I'm not a superstar.
Yes, you
Stop
are.
it.
Oh, we're doing the giveaway.
Oh,
Let's
that was
do
fast.
like a Kiltz Cup. Yeah, we end at 59 minutes because then YouTube translates it into a bunch of languages. So we make sure we're out of here by then.
Carnivore Junkie.
Yay! Email me, alia@drkiltz.com with your address and name, and we will get you your Kiltz Cup. Congratulations. I want to say that we are less than 2 weeks away from the Tampa meetup, and we want everybody to come to the Tampa meetup. We still have tickets available.
If I could.
We'll do one in Chicago in July, so you should come to that one. It's
So
kind
the
of
one-
closer.
Chicago in July.
Yeah,
Wow.
July 25th. So keeping it ketogenic, keeping it keto LLC. Look at that pretty lady. Let's follow her. All right, everybody.
When my hair's curly.
Yeah.
I didn't have time
I
to
had a question I didn't ask about redheads and anesthesia. Maybe next time.
Well, I do need more. I do need more.
More red or more anesthesia?
More anesthesia. We need about 20% more. We burn it off faster.
Oh, it's not a joke?
No.
No, it's not a,
It's not a joke. Like that's why pain management is it's interesting with even pain management with people that are redheads because we burn it faster. We actually metabolize it a little faster.
Redheads are dangerous.
We are.
And when I see a redhead, it was like, okay, we got to be really cautious here. You got to be very, very cautious with.
That's why they gave us red. It's like,
oh my God, it's to stay away. It's to stay away. And but it is true. It is true.
One of my grandmas was a redhead, and a cousin is a redhead.
Oh, wow.
They're a force. Definitely.
All right. With that said, see y'all later, guys. Bye. We got like a 1 minute left.
Those in class today at 3 p.m. Eastern time.
It's the last
The
one,
legals, the legal in and outs of setting up a coaching business.
I'll be there.
There you go.
And Kiltz Health, join us.
Yeah.
Join us. We love it. Rebekah, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
I remember, doctor, I'm not dead yet. I know he's like, maybe he's dead.